Milwaukee signing Serge Ibaka. He's going to give them a defensive presence. Um, get him some rim protection. So and a little bit of scoring. So that's a good move for the Milwaukee Bucks, adding more height. You know, so that's a real good look. That's a real good look. Like I said before, some dude got um he went Tito Jackson on me and Ralph Tresvant on me when I said that a lot of teams are trying to figure out and making moves to be able to contend with the Warriors. That's true. Yeah, of course it's free agency, but there are teams that are trying to, better their chances of winning the championship. So they have to figure out what can they add to their team to give them a chance to beat the Warriors. The Warriors are the defending champs, just like when the Milwaukee Bucks won, people scrambled to make moves to see what can they do to have a chance to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, let me talk about this KD back to the Warriors. It is just amazing how finicky the media is. For the most part, when KD went to the Warriors the first time, people went nuts. You had everybody from the media to YouTubers complaining, whining, and crying about Kevin Durant going to the Warriors, saying it wasn't fair. And I broke it down and I explained why Kevin Durant did nothing wrong. Now, if he goes back to the Warriors, if the Warriors find a way to bring Kevin Durant back, and there's nothing I could say. But you got to ask yourself, do Kevin Durant to a certain degree want to go through a media frenzy again? Whether it's people encourage him to go back. That's funny. Now people are encouraging him to go back. Like I said, these people are faker than a $7 bill. Now all of a sudden, KD go back to the Warriors. But this does prove that KD needed Stephen Curry more than Stephen Curry needed him. How many rings has KD won without Stephen Curry? Zero. I kept telling people that Stephen Curry was the catalyst and it was his team. The Warriors were never Kevin Durant's team. Kevin Durant has 2 rings because of Stephen Curry. If you look who Kevin Durant has played with, he's played with some, for the most part, solid, possibly future Hall of Fame point guards, you know, and 2 guards or swing man, whatever you want to call it, in betweeners. He's played with James Harden, even though I don't think James Harden is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think James Harden is going to get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. I think Russell Westbrook is going to eventually get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, more than likely. Hey, like I said, if Tracy McGrady got in on the first ballot, then it's possible for anybody to get into the NBA Hall of Fame. Then he played with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, for the most part, he's headed for the Hall of Fame, whether you like it or not. So I'm just look at KD's history. He's played with some, I guess you would call relatively elite or better than good point guards. Just couldn't win with them. Goes to the Golden State Warriors, plays with Stephen Curry, wins immediately. And this just goes to show you how special Stephen Curry is. I don't listen to that baloney that Skip Bayless be talking on Undisputed about Stephen Curry as a front runner. And this is why people get on Skip Bayless, because you would think Skip Bayless played in the NBA and that Skip Bayless averaged 25 and 10, in the NBA, the way he talks. It's okay for him to give his opinion, but he overly gives his opinion. He exhausts his opinion to the point to where he sounds absurd. And then he comes with these fake made up statistics and say, oh, Stephen Curry makes big shots when everything is going good. I didn't see games where Stephen Curry brought teams back and the Warriors had to come behind and he made clutch shots. So it's just cap. So if Kevin Durant goes back to the Warriors, this will just prove that he can't win without Stephen Curry. And that it was all Stephen Curry, even though Stephen Curry had to take a backseat to accommodate Kevin Durant. But at the end of the day, we all knew who was the leader of that team. I don't think Kevin Durant should do it. Now, this is just talk. Nothing set in stone. You're just hearing that the Warriors are interested in bringing KD back. I don't know who would they be willing to give. Me, myself, I think they should keep this core team in place. More than likely, they would have to offer James Wiseman. And I still say at this point, I wouldn't trade James Wiseman right now. I wouldn't. I would not trade James Wiseman. You at least need to see what you could get out of him, at least going into his third season, which really would be his second season, since he did technically play one official game. He did not log in any minutes in the 2021-2022 season. So technically it would still make him a sophomore player. So you still want to see what can you get out of James Wiseman. But if there's any kind of trade, more than likely Brooklyn is going to want something for KD. And I'm almost certain that Wiseman would be in that package. And some first round draft picks. I'm almost certain. Now, there was a rumor that the Warriors considered shopping James Wiseman last year. But, Kevin Durant, I don't think he has what you call a player option. So basically he has to ride out that contract, and he has 4 years remaining. So that's why the Warriors would have to make some trades. Kevin Durant, if he goes back to the Warriors, I was picking the Warriors to repeat anyway. But if Kevin Durant goes back to the Warriors, and we all know Kerr find a way to accommodate everybody and make it work, the Warriors are going to win again. And if KD doesn't, let anybody run them off, the Warriors could do two more championships. They may do a three-peat. Maybe. But at the end of the day, you have to take into consideration Stephen Curry's age, KD's age. I think KD will be 34. I think he'll be 34 September the 29th. Me and KD have the same birthday. Me, KD, and Calvin Johnson, the first ballot Hall of Fame receiver, for the Detroit Lions. We all had the same birthday. I think KD will be 34, 35. His next birthday. Then Stephen Curry will be 35 going into the next season. Klay Thompson, I think, is 31, 32. So age would play a factor, but I think if they manage the Warriors minutes, I think they could easily break off two more, maybe even possibly three. It really comes down to health. But me, myself, I think Kevin Durant shouldn't do it. Not because I don't want him to come back. It's just that I think that, like I said, like it or not, you're going to have another media frenzy. You're going to have Charles Barkley whining. You're going to have Shaquille O'Neal whining. Well, I already listen. Look, the jury is out on Kevin Durant. The verdict is in and is guilty. Stephen Curry is the reason KD won instantly. Look who Kevin Durant played with, and he could not win with it. He couldn't win with those guys. He couldn't win with Kyrie, as good as Kyrie is. Because some people think Kyrie is a bit of a space cadet. He couldn't win with Russell Westbrook. He couldn't win playing with James Harden. Ben Simmons, you don't know because Ben Simmons didn't play a game. So I'm just saying. I already said this. I said this years ago when he first came to the Warriors. And then some of y'all act like I didn't know what I was talking about. I told you Stephen Curry was the catalyst. It was because of him. He could score 30 points without taking 30 shots. So that's why I said it was going to work. Because of his shooting ability. But then at the time, y'all was trying to give KD all the credit. When the person that should have got the credit, all the credit was Stephen Curry. Because he made it work. And this is why I try to tell people how special and how good of a player Stephen Curry really is. If the Warriors break off 2 more championships, it doesn't matter whether Stephen Curry wins another Finals MVP because he got the most important one that he needed to win. He got the most. This Warriors championship was the most special one. This was their best championship because they had to go through some adversity. This team wasn't as talented as those teams that they had in the past. This was a team that everybody counted out. This was a team that a lot of people picked to lose. And a lot of people picked them, including myself. I didn't think they was going to get past Denver. Because the Warriors were up and down in the regular season. Then they went against Denver. They took Denver apart. They had a very competitive series versus Memphis. But they got Memphis out of there. They pretty much got Dallas out of there. They pretty much had their way with Dallas for the most part. Then they went in there, played the Celtics. And like I said, a team that had like 18 championships, and this is why the Warriors elevated themselves as a elite team, a historic team, because whenever you beat the Lakers or the Celtics in the finals, it elevates you as far as history goes. And the Warriors, like I said before, they needed to beat the Celtics. They needed to win that series. And they won. They went through adversity. They fell behind 2-1. And statistics said that Boston had never lost a series when they went up 2-1. And then the Warriors and Stephen Curry went into Boston. I knew after game 4, when Stephen Curry lit them up for like 43 points, I was like, Boston ain't going to win another game. They had to win 3 straight games. They had to win twice in Boston to close out that series. A lot of people thought that it was over when they lost game 1. A lot of people thought they was going to get swept. And based off the way they lost, it might have went that way if they wouldn't have won game 2. But then the Warriors, they put it together. They said, okay, we know we got to win game 2. All we need to do is win game 2, and we should be fine. Okay, we won game 2. Okay, we lost 1 in Boston. All right, you saw that look at the end of game, you know what I'm saying? At the end of game 3, Steph Curry had that look on his face. So he was like, okay. And Steph Curry, he showed up. He came alive. He put himself in the history books. He established himself as an all-time great. When people were saying, "Oh, Stephen Curry, he can't lead. He can't hit the big one. He can't win the Finals MVP and all that stuff." He went and lit them up. Stephen Curry was Michael Jordan in that series. And don't say, "Hey, Taylor, you push it." No, I ain't pushing nothing. If Michael Jordan had did what Stephen Curry did, you would have been praising him as, like making him the GOAT, like how some of y'all say he the GOAT. So Stephen Curry became Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the standard of performances in the finals. And that's what Steph did. Steph carried them first 4 games. He was tired. He was a little bit fatigued. He said, "Hey man, I need y'all to do this. I'm a little tired. I need y'all to. I need y'all to step up." Game 5, they all stepped up, joint effort, except for except for Draymond Green. Then they win Game 5. Then they have to go in Boston and see can they close Boston out. They went in there and they pretty much manhandled Boston. Pretty much after the second quarter, you already knew that the Warriors had this in the bag. So that's what I'm saying. Stephen Curry Stephen Curry got the accolades that he was so desperately seeking. I know he was saying he ain't tripping off winning Finals MVP. Stephen Curry wanted that Finals MVP. He needed it. He got it. He dominated. All the questions was answered about Stephen Curry in this series with Boston. And can't nobody tell me different. I'm talking about all the questions was answered about him. Could he lead? Could he win a Finals MVP? He did it all. Could he show up? He won that championship to show basically, oh, I can lead a team. Because keep in mind, y'all remember that finals versus the Raptors? KD goes down. Klay Thompson goes down. And Stephen Curry was pretty much there to man the ship for himself. At the end of the day, you the leader, but you still need a good supporting cast. KD went down. Let me tell you something. Everybody knows if the Warriors had a healthy KD or healthy Klay Thompson, they would have annihilated. The Raptors. So I'm just keeping it a buck. So like I said, KD leaves. He goes to Brooklyn, and it's an epic failure because of just different things. It's an epic failure. Now, some people could say, "Oh, KD quit on the team." No, he just came to the conclusion he couldn't win with that current team that he had. He saw it again. He said, "This is Oklahoma once again. This is Oklahoma once again. I got to get out of here." So that's why he asked for a trade. Now, like I said, is he coming back to the Warriors? I don't know. Should he go back to the Warriors? I don't think he should. Because once again, you're going to have another media circus. Well, they always they've been pushing the goalposts back for Stephen Curry. Let me explain something to you. I was born and raised in Oakland, and I don't know how many times I got to say this. I was a lifelong Golden State. I'm a lifelong Golden State Warrior fan. I remember when you couldn't pay a person to take Golden State Warrior tickets. I didn't believe in the We Believe teams and all that kind of stuff. I never thought they were good enough to win a championship. It was cool that they had a nice little playoff run, but they still was missing something. I saw Stephen Curry at Davidson, and I keep saying this. I was watching him play at Davidson, and I was thinking to myself, this Stephen Curry dude is going to be a superstar in the league. He's going to revolutionize the three-point shot. I remember when he entered the draft and the Warriors had the 7th pick. Man, I was so glad they didn't pick that dude, Ricky Rubio. And or what's that other dude name? I forgot, who ain't even in the league no more. I wasn't worried about Blake Griffin or none of those dudes. I told everybody. I told my stepdad. I told everybody. I said, if Stephen Curry is available at number 7, the Golden State Warriors will make an epic mistake if they pass on him. I saw championships. If they would have drafted Stephen Curry, and they made the right choice. He turned that franchise around, and can't nobody tell me different. Can't no outsiders tell me different, because I'm from Oakland. I seen it. I remember the old school days of Bernard King, World Be Free, Previs Short with the high jump shot, the high arcing jump shot. So I remember all them days. I remember J.B. Carroll. I remember Joe Smith, Todd Fuller. Now, and let me tell you a quick story about Todd Fuller. The Golden State Warriors wanted to pick Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, debunked that notion where Kobe Bryant, now there was this thing, the Warriors wanted Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant's agent told everybody that Kobe Bryant would only play for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant said he would have played for whoever drafted him. Now, it's tit for tat whether you believe Kobe or whether you believe his agent. But the Warriors ended up taking Todd Fuller instead of Kobe Bryant. So like I said, I remember all this stuff. Nobody can tell me a damn thing. Started with Steph Curry. It all started with him. They don't draft Stephen Curry. They don't have no 4 championships. And that's a fact. Now, getting back to KD, I just think KD should try to go win somewhere else. If he comes back, I'll welcome KD back. But what I'm saying is, y'all already know it's going to be a media circus again. Now, the people that's encouraging KD to come back to the Warriors, you never know. They may flip and say, oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. KD gonna probably get called a coward, which is ridiculous. But you're going to have the Stephen A. Smiths and the Skip Bayless and the Shannon Sharps that's going to have something to say. And by the way, Shannon Sharp, I just got to say this about Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp need to stop wearing that goat mask because he is starting to become a minstrel show. They don't never ask no white boys to do this kind of stuff. And these white boys never be putting on no masks and all this kind of stuff, man. That's a minstrel show. And Shannon Sharp need to cut that out. And I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck. This need to be said. This is just real talk. I can't take Shannon Sharp seriously when he sit up there and put on that minstrel show wearing that goat mask and all that kind of stuff, man. Dudes need to quit doing that stuff. That's just not a good look, and it's just not a good look. So I'm just saying. Now, if KD come back to the Warriors, like I said, I'll welcome him back. But then, like I said, y'all already know how this works. Y'all didn't seen this. This is gonna be a media frenzy. It's gonna be. I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Now, I don't know any inside. You know what I'm saying? Any inside knowledge that KD is coming back. It's just a rumor for right now. But y'all already know the two biggest circuses that's gonna be going on in the NBA going into the 2022-2023 season is LeBron James becoming the all-time leading scorer. That's going to be, that's going to be a circus until LeBron actually breaks the record. And then it's going to be if KD goes back to the Warriors. But if the Warriors don't get KD, the biggest circus and the biggest media frenzy is going to be LeBron watch. And I think that's going to overshadow the Golden State Warriors, trying to repeat. And then all that's going to do is piss the Warriors off. I'm telling you right now, wait till the season starts. They're going to start a countdown how many points LeBron James is from surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And when he's within 100 points up at, that's when you really I'm going to tell you right now, that's when you really going to see a circus. They probably going to interrupt. I'm going to tell you right now, they might interrupt national TV programming. They may do break. This is going to be big. Because with all the internet error and all this kind of stuff, I may take, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I may join in. I may be part of it. Because it is going to be history. I may join in. I may do a I may do a party. I may do a watch party. I may do a live stream. Now, y'all already know that I can't show y'all footage of the actual game. I might, but I ain't gonna take a chance like that because the NBA will immediately flag you. I could probably do a post, aftermath of him breaking the record. But yeah, that's gonna be the two biggest frenzies going into 2022 2023 season. So I'm just telling y'all now to be prepared. But anyway, thanks for tapping in.